I've known these people for a minute.
How you doing, sir?
All right, I'm not really, but...
What's your name?
Jerry.
I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Elevation Nation Conversations. God, Body Sean.
I've known these people for a minute.
How you doing, sir?
All right, I'm not really, but...
What's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry? Okay, nice to meet you, Jerry. Where we at right now?
Where?
What city and state?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay.
Capital of Texas.
I didn't know that when I moved here.
Yeah, well, I know something else you don't know. The first business that opened up on 6th Street was black.
Really?
Black person. And who ran 6th Street? All the businesses were all black people.
Really?
Every one of them.
Wow.
They were called the Black 41 was the name of they ran the whole thing.
And I've only been down to 6th Street maybe once or twice since I've been here.
Shit, I've been 28 years, dude. I've been going down there for 30 years.
Gotcha. Where are you originally from?
Like I said, Dallas.
Dallas? Okay. Now, what brought you to Austin, Texas?
Well, my parents, well, I supposedly I'm adopted, but I don't know. You know, the stories don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother that I had in Houston, I was told I was 4 when we got there. And my dad's the one that created REDDY Ice. He made the first $1 million for the Southland Company with water, with ice. He got all the accounts by himself from Houston all the way to Galveston. But he started in Dallas, went to Waco, went to Austin, and then we ended up in Houston. Okay, the story is my stepmother, whoever she was, got mad and said, "You want to know anything more about where you're from and whatever, go see your Aunt Virginia," which would have been his sister. And I was 17 and home for summer, you know, fixing to graduate from high school. And she said, I was eating breakfast. She said, "I need to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." And I'm eating, right? And she said, "Well, I need to let you know you were adopted." You know, like, I said, "Really? What?" And she said, "Yeah, here are your 2 birth certificates." All right, 60-something years ago, you couldn't do that. That shit was all sealed. No one could get in except attorneys or the person that put the information on the file. So they were both in a manila envelope, and I was so upset. I went and sat on my bed and cried for about an hour thinking, wow, you know. So my drums in the corner, drum set, my desk where I ate breakfast and did my homework. Up on the wall behind my bed was waves from all over the world, you know, collage. And then the cards I had, you know, taped up on them that I wanted to get or try to get. And I'm going, if I'm not that person, well, who am I? So that's the way that turned out. But what got me here was my son, after my ex-wife, you know, had him all over the Texas. You know, he was 5 before he even had his own bed to sleep in. So they got sick. She had breast cancer. She died. He died the 30th of December, and 2 days later she died. And my son was in Georgia, in Atlanta, and the other son, I only got to see him once when he was 5 years old. He's in Pennsylvania, so that was in '95. So he's, what, in 20-something. And Eric, my first son, he was... How many kids did you have? 2. He was born in '71. So he's, what, 50-something years old? And he was a doctor. He put himself through school selling cigarettes. You know, the mom and pop stores. You remember Basic cigarettes?
No.
Well, they were called Basic, and that's what he would sell to the, you know, like if you and I had a store, he would come, yeah, not Exxon and all them fucking people. But, and then of course my ex sent him money and I gave him money. So he was an anesthesiologist. But he always complained about the malpractice insurance because he had to have over $3 million, you know, because they sue everybody in the hospital when somebody dies. And he's part of it. So he's now, I think, selling insurance. But see, he quit talking to me the year that I came up here. Like I said, he died the 30th, 2 days later. She died New Year's Eve. It took a year for me to sell the house. And I came up here, and that was in '97. I've been up here since. And if I ever get this money deal straightened out with Social Security, I'm going to go ahead and get this car This guy told, bring me, 1,100 bucks, I'll fix you up with a nice Subaru, Forester, Outback, something like that. I can sleep in it. I'm going to San Diego. I'm going to die on the West Coast.
I hear you.
And see, I played golf, for years.
I lived on the West Coast.
Yeah, and I've talked to so many people, and people that lived in San Diego. It's not that expensive.
And you buy the water too.
Yeah, and the only other place that I was going to consider would have been the Philippines. And only because the lady, my charge nurse that I had in the hospital, I said, well, why are you here? She said, well, my mother and father and my sister, they're still there. And I said, why would you leave your home to come here? She said, this is what I want to do. I want to be, a nurse. And so she told me all about it. Like our $1 bill over there, $55.
Yes, so were you ever in the military?
No, I was in the draft in 1970 when I turned 18, right before I graduated that year. They came to get me in the classroom, said you need to come to the office. So I went in there and they said I need to get to sign this, fill it out and sign it. So we had to, mandatory at 18 to sign up for the draft. So I watched the numbers. They pulled numbers like lottery every night, and they got down to 7 and they quit. So I was that close.
So you was that close to almost getting drafted?
Yeah, I would have went.
Right.
I wouldn't have went. My dad would have sent me anywhere I wanted to go. We had plenty of money.
So you said something about Social Security. So how would you get Social Security? Because you don't have an address or anything like that. Because
you just have a mailing address is all you have to have. That's all. But there's just certain things that you do or you don't know. I didn't know about this Direct Express card. And like if you call today and you said, I want to, file for my retirement, they'll say, come to the office, okay? And they'll say, here's a card. They'll hand it to you. This is for you that your money will go on this every month. Those people are crooked. They're no good. And they've got a scam working with Comerica. See, Comerica, all the credit cards for Texas, all of them are printed in Plano, Texas, out of one company. So I called Comerica to find out about it. After I had the card a while, we don't know anything about your account. All we do is supply Social Security with the card. That's it. Put your name and number on it.
And they do that.
So
let me ask you this. Are you homeless right now?
Yeah. I got kicked out of my house on my birthday when I turned 71.
Wow.
So I've been out here.
You afford to pay the mortgage?
No. I paid $500 a month, and I paid $800 to move in. Had the money every month, paid my rent up front, my phone bill, and then whatever else I did, I always did it after I paid my bills. And that Direct Express card, what happened was somebody called up, said like you, hey, I'm Jerry Argo, I've lost my card. They sent my card to that person. That person spent my $997 for that October. I couldn't pay the rent. So Franco, my landlord, said, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'll get it straightened out. So the next month I gave him $100 and something extra. The next month I gave him $100 and something extra. I even paid him more. I paid him back $530. So when he got to the 1st of February, he said, I'll give you the whole month to look for another place.
Oh, because he wanted to...
yeah, so I don't know why I'm getting kicked out for. I paid my rent every month.
But he wanted to up the price. And
No. It didn't have anything to do with rent. Just things the way he was. He would come by and look at the stove. Hi, man, we can't have this dirty stove. And I'm a retired chef. We don't have dirty nothing.
Right.
That's one thing. You learn to clean. So even his wife came over and looked. She said, man, if I have to come over and clean, I will. And I said, look here, there's 4 other people in this house. And then everybody goes, and we're bullshit. So you put that in mind, and I believe something was happening with his son, because when we had that, whatever the hell it was, when we had the ice on all the wires, and lost power and all that shit, he came over and had cut all those dead limbs up with a chainsaw, and his son didn't come and help. His son's like 17, so I figured there's something going on there. Plus, I think he was pressure from his relatives to give that house up to one of them.
Okay,
so I don't know if there's anybody, who the hell's over there now. But
so let me ask you this, because you had to leave up out of there, and your Social Security wouldn't be able to cover you to get into another.
Well, you have to find it first.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
and see, I used to come over here and fly a sign, and we smoking a lot. And the guy said, well, I'm house manager. You can come stay at our house. Well, he wasn't the house manager, but they did have a vacant bedroom. So I took it. But see, I've never even got that money back. See, it's everybody tells you when you open a savings account, a checking account, CD, whatever, oh, it's FDIC insured. But you've got to get it. You got to file a claim. Whoever you lost it from, like Direct Express, they're going to file a claim. I file a claim with them, and then they're going to have to print a new card and give me that money.
So it's a whole big mess.
And so right now, you got this company called Endeavors, and they got with this one of these cha-ching churches, you know, that say they're going to do everything for the homeless, IDs and all that, and what they do is they steal their money. Okay, so they go in together, Endeavors, with Sunrise Church, and they lease what they call a marshalling yard. It's a 38,000 square foot warehouse where they keep the trailers. You know, like say you and I had shoes, produced tennis shoes. We wanted to have a show at the convention center. They send one of their trucks to us and load it and take it. That's where that warehouse is. Okay, they got in together with them. Okay, so I'm looking through the paper, through the Chronicle, because I'm checking on these bars or these places that are opening up. And it's public knowledge because you have to get a liquor license. Okay, so it says netspend.com, that's my debit card, a division of who? Endeavors? I went, oh, come on. So what do? They just go into their system and take my money?
Wow.
Come on, dude. So this is what I believe, and I went to the Attorney General's office the second time this has happened.
But what's your plan right now, though?
Well, I've got to call them, call Social Security office. It's in Washington, D.C. And what you do is you tell them I suspect fraud in my account. They have a special team or whatever, and they'll investigate it. And then I'm going to tell them about Endeavors, you know, thinking maybe they're taking my money. See, because like I said, I got that new card in April, and it said a successful deposit of $1,023 was made in your NetSpend account. Done deal. I go down the street, I've only got $726. So they took $300. Somebody went online, took $300 by the time I activated it and walked down the street. And where's January, February, and March? Why weren't they on the card for April?
So what are you doing now? What do you live now?
I've been sleeping on the footbridge downtown.
Downtown footbridge?
At the near Lamar, you know, when it goes across the river.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you do on the days when it's cold and it's raining and things like that?
I ain't been there yet. I ain't been through that yet. So yeah, it's only been a year.
Okay. So after you stay here in Austin, you're looking to try to get out to California?
I think I will, because there's something just pulling me, dude. I don't know what it is. It's just pulling me to go. And I don't know. Like, I surfed for almost 15 years up and down the coast, and we would go every weekend. I had a van.
So you should be a surfer?
Yeah.
I live in Santa Monica.
Yeah. And I picked up everybody, you know, and we'd go to the beach. So they wanted to go to this place called Encinitas or Ensenada, something like that. It's on the coast, Southern California. It's below LA somewhere. And it was about 4 other guys, and they expected me to go. I was expected to go. And rent a beach house for a week, party, whatever, do drugs, whatever we do in 1970.
Any drugs? Now?
Yeah, and my parents wouldn't let me go.
Did you do drugs now?
Oh, no.
No?
I wild turkey once in a while, or have a beer once in a while.
Okay.
Not every day. I'm not saying it's the store at 7 o'clock.
I got you. And what's your name again?
Jerry. So, ever since then, something just pulling me, dude, to go. I mean, the movies, the books,
trying to get that
everything. It's pulling me to go to California. The waves, the beauty of it.
I got you.
I just want to go. I've never been. I've been all over, but I've never been there. You know, the only other place I've been that I like is Florida, and it's flat as a pancake.
Yeah.
And the humidity choke a fucking horse. But it's got the most beautiful water in the world, but nothing's like California. And you got the whole coast, man. You got Baja, you got Van Halen's, their Cabo Wabo and Cabo San Lucas. You go down there, marlin fish, you can do everything. Come up, go to LA and go to Hollywood, or you can go to Frisco. You know, it's so many things in California. But at any rate, I want to call them, and then I got to pick up another phone. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and open a bank account. I think I'm going to do Frost Bank. They were in Houston where I grew up, and I'm just going to have a routing number go, and then have direct deposit. See, I had direct deposit with Walmart at Wood Forest, and ironically, in 70 something, I printed all their checks. I used to be a pressman.
So well, at least you have a plan.
Well, them people have been in business. That's how long. And now they're all over the United States. They're a very successful bank, very honest, good people. But I had problems, lost my ID, and the lady kept fucking with me at the bank, and I'd go and get money because I didn't have my card. Oh, well, you don't have your ID. I'm only going to let you have 100. I said, why is that? She said, well, you need your ID. I said, goddamn, you've known me for 4.5 years. You know who I am. You got my ID on file. It's in my account. So I emptied it. I said, the third time that happened, I said, you know what? Go ahead and let me have all the money. I'm just going to go elsewhere. And check this out. A few months ago, I went to another. See, they're in all the Walmarts. That's what makes it so convenient. Well, until you get out of Travis County, then they change the banks. So I go. Black guy, super nice. Oh yeah, you can reopen your account. Seems you owe us $100. How do I owe you $100 when I emptied my account? You see?
They have the closing out fee, but
well, he didn't say that.
Right. We got the battery running down low. But introduce yourself one last time.
Jerry.
Tell the camera, Austin, Texas. I appreciate your story, and we wish you the best of luck. Tell them what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'll get it straightened out. Like I said, I'm just gonna get another bank and then start having the money routed into that bank, and then I'll start working with NetSpend, and get them to put the money back. They got to pay me. They have to pay me. It come out of the Treasury Department. It ain't coming out of somebody's pocket, dude. I put that money in. I put that money in there.
Yeah, that Social Security system.
The only scam I've ever known of, and they straightened it out internally, was suppose I have what's called SSDI. All my money that went in my Social Security that I get every month, came out of my payroll check. Now, say you broke your leg or hip or something, you could never walk again, and you got disability. Okay, that's SSD. Okay, that money is in a slush fund or money left over. That's a gift. See, that can run dry. Mine will not. So here's what happened. All these people are going to the Social Security office. I got 100 chairs, dude. Now, if they're all full, they're not all filing. They're trying to get their money. So what happened was the disability funding started getting low. So what they did was they transferred money out from my part, payroll people, into disability to cover their checks. So that made us come up short. That's the only scam that I've ever, and they fixed it.
So they robbing Peter to pay Paul, but we appreciate your story, Jerry, about the Social Security system and how you ended up where you're at. We wish you the best of luck, and God bless and take care. Appreciate you.
This won't be on 60 Minutes, will it?
No.
I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Elevation Nation Conversations. God, Body Sean.